So you've decided you'd like to have a Jülaine treatment and you'd like to have it at L'Atelier Aesthetics. What will be involved? Well, firstly, this has been a bit of a learning experience for us as well. So when the product was launched and we went for our training, the main thrust from the company was that it was not painful. It was, it was relatively straightforward both for practitioner and patient, and just don't worry about it sort of thing. And we did start with that outlook, but we have changed because our main concern for all our clients is that when they come for a treatment with us, it's as comfortable as possible. It doesn't leave you, the last thing you want to do is have PTSD when you leave a clinic from a treatment. So we've changed how we approach it. When you arrive for a Jülaine treatment, we're going to put numbing cream on your face. You're going to be topically anaesthetized, even though we're only actually going to use a cannula in one puncture site. By putting the topical anesthetic on, it just makes everything everything more tolerable. I also use some local anesthetic at the site where the cannula goes in. Repeatedly putting a cannula through a hole in order to deploy the product, it can have some discomfort associated with it. So we want to make it as straightforward and easy for you as possible, and that's where the local anesthetic comes in. And then finally, if you need it, we have the ability to give you some Entonox. Entonox is gas and air. It's just a very rapid acting. It makes you happy essentially, and it makes you happy for a very short period of time, and then you basically don't know what's going on. And then it wears off very quickly, so you can go about your day-to-day routine afterwards without any hangover. By putting those things together, the 10-20 minutes of delivering the product becomes much more straightforward, both for you and for me, frankly, because the stiller that the client is, the more relaxed they are, just the easier it is to give the treatment. So what does the treatment actually involve? Well, as I said, we put a little bit of local anesthetic in the area we're going to put a cannula in. We discuss first where your main areas of concern are so that we make sure we deliver the product in those areas. But we're looking for a global improvement in skin quality. So it's a case of getting as much product as possible in as wide an area as possible, really. And that can all be done from one puncture site with a cannula. It takes about 10 minutes, maybe 15, depending on how tricky or difficult the passage of the cannula is. And then we remove the cannula and you're good to go home. You can use arnica on the puncture site, ice and cooling if you find any discomfort afterwards. One of the other things that wasn't really documented quite so well when we first started doing this was how much swelling you're going to get afterwards. It is quite variable. Some people, very little at all. Others can get a bit of swelling for 3 or 4 days afterwards. So it's important that we make you aware of that and that we can fit it in with your schedule so that it causes you as little difficulty as possible.